Differences in how web browsers render fonts can lead to inconsistencies in the display of text, including forum signatures. A user encountered an issue where the forum's signature appeared much larger than intended when viewed through Firefox, while it looked normal in Internet Explorer. This discrepancy was due to the browsers interpreting the font size differently. Upon inspecting the signature editor in both browsers, it was found that Firefox displayed the font size as Veranda 5, while Internet Explorer showed it as Veranda 3. Editing the signature within Firefox and reducing the font size resolved the issue for the user. It is important to note that variations in browser settings, default styles, and rendering engines can all contribute to these differences. For web developers and users alike, it's crucial to be aware of potential cross-browser compatibility issues to ensure a consistent user experience. Firstly, different browsers use different rendering engines, which are the core software components responsible for interpreting HTML, CSS, and JavaScript code and displaying the content on the screen. These rendering engines may have slight variations in how they interpret font sizes, line heights, and other text properties. Secondly, default styles can also influence how text appears. Each browser has its own set of default styles that are applied to HTML elements if no specific styles are defined in a website's CSS. These default styles can affect font sizes, margins, padding, and other visual aspects of the text. Thirdly, operating system settings can also play a role. The operating system's font settings and display resolution can influence how fonts are rendered in different browsers. For example, a user with a high resolution display may see smaller font sizes than a user with a lower resolution display, even if they are using the same browser and website. Fourthly, browser extensions and add-ons can also interfere with font rendering. Some browser extensions may modify the default styles of websites or inject their own CSS code, which can alter the appearance of text. Fifthly, website design and CSS styling is important. The way a website is designed and the CSS styles that are applied to the text can also affect how it appears in different browsers. If a website uses relative font sizes e.g. percentages orms instead of fixed font sizes e.g. pixels, the text may appear differently in different browsers depending on their default font sizes. To mitigate these cross-browser compatibility issues, web developers can employ various strategies. One common approach is to use a CSS reset stylus sheet, which sets all of the default styles to a consistent baseline across different browsers. This helps to eliminate any inconsistencies caused by the browser's default styles. Another strategy is to use a CSS framework, such as Bootstrap or Foundation, which provides a set of predefined CSS styles and components that are designed to work consistently across different browsers. CSS frameworks often include built-in support for responsive design, which allows websites to adapt to different screen sizes and resolutions. In addition, web developers can use browser-specific CSS hacks to target specific browsers and apply different styles as needed. However, this approach should be used sparingly, as it can make the CSS code more complex and difficult to maintain. It's also important to test websites in different browsers and on different devices to identify any cross-browser compatibility issues. There are many online tools and services that can help with cross-browser testing. Finally, users can also adjust their browser settings to improve font rendering. Most browsers allow users to customize the default font size, font family, and other text properties. Users can also disable browser extensions that may be interfering with font rendering. In summary, cross-browser compatibility issues with font sizes can be caused by a variety of factors, including different rendering engines, default styles, operating system settings, browser extensions, and website design. Web developers can mitigate these issues by using CSS reset stylus sheets, CSS frameworks, browser-specific CSS hacks, and thorough testing. Users can also adjust their browser settings to improve font rendering. When troubleshooting font size discrepancies, consider the following steps. 1. Clear your browser's cache and cookies. Cache data can sometimes interfere with font rendering. 2. Disable any browser extensions or add-ons that might be affecting font styles. 3. Reset your browser's zoom level to 100%. Incorrect zoom settings can distort font sizes. 4. Check your operating system's display settings for font scaling or DPI adjustments. These settings can impact how fonts are rendered in all applications, including web browsers. 5. Try a different browser to see if the issue is specific to one browser. 6. Update your browser to the latest version. Browser updates often include bug fixes and improvements to font rendering. If the issue persists, consult the website support documentation or contact the website's administrator for assistance. Browser developers are continually working to improve font rendering and ensure cross-browser compatibility. However, due to the complexity of web technologies and the diversity of user environments, some discrepancies may still occur. By understanding the potential causes of these issues and employing the strategies outlined above, web developers and users can work together to create a more consistent and enjoyable web experience for everyone.